David Odell with OdellCompleteConcrete. We just arrived at this job today, and we're gonna do a lot of remodeling on the hardscape area. Let's just do a little walkthrough to show you what we're looking at to start with. Starting here in the front yard, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a 3-inch drain going through the curved face, underneath the sidewalk here, underneath this brick planter, all the way back here. That 3-inch drain is going to go all the way through here. This is coming out, this is coming out, all these bushes are coming out. This little tree here is coming out. This is coming out right here. The new front patio is coming out to right about here. We're gonna have about a good 10 foot right here for a front porch. This will be staying. So the concrete's gonna make a little turn here, and then we're gonna come around here. This is all solid concrete in here. Now going to the backyard, let's take a look at that. We have an existing drain here that we're going to try to utilize for some of the backyard. This drain already goes through the curb on this side of the house. So we're going to see if we're going to expose this, see if it's deep enough at this point, and continue this drain back. All of this brick to this point here, coming out. That drain will continue back here. All of this brick is coming out of here. We're going to be wall-to-wall concrete with a few strategically located area drains in here. I may even throw a couple downspout adapters for a possible future gutter. Now, we're going to come off 5 feet from the house here. Solid concrete, 5 feet wide, all through here. These are coming out. There used to be a shower stall, outdoor shower at this point. It's all been disconnected. They have a sewer cleanout that they tapped into at some point for the shower stall. We're going to be abandoning this situation here. We will leave access to the sewer cleanout, but that's about it. No more drain. This right here is original equipment. This is all original equipment, but this is going to be changed as well. We're going to tap in right here for a water supply line for a new sprinkler valve setup. And it's going to be probably in the raised planter area possibly. I haven't decided on that location. Or I might bring it around to the side of the house over here. In any case, wherever these valves may be, I'm going to use a sprinkler wire. I'm going to bring that back into the garage, or I may bring it here to this outdoor outlet and hang a timer there. It's just a matter of preference at this point. I kind of like it indoors myself, but we'll see what it looks like going through that wall when we get down to business. All of this is coming out. You can see it's in need of some new concrete. So it's going to be 19 feet out of the house and 30 feet wide, new pad. So it'll be more of a rectangle right here. And it's going to go all the way up to here. The new concrete. Yeah, we have the other side yard over here. going wall-to-wall concrete in here. And from the street, this is where we're bringing a new drain underneath that block wall at the end. We're going to come back here, and we're going to have some area drains in the new patio and on this side yard. So we're going to have two drains going to the street, one on each side of the house, separate systems. Or I could loop them together if I wanted to, but I don't know. I haven't decided that either. But anyway, this is all coming out. This stuff here. We had some water flooding in this area during the storms, so we're going to solve it by putting drains in, and we're going to get the right slope on all this concrete. Anyway, let's get down to business and start doing some demo. Good. Hi, we're back on the job about 4 hours later than when we first seen us, and this is what we've got so far here. We've got the concrete removal. Take a look at what we ran into during the removal. Notice how it's much deeper on the edges here, all the way around. They had a thickened edge of concrete, and apparently that was to support maybe a metal enclosure of some sort, patio cover enclosure. But what that did is it actually weakened the concrete in general, and that's why it was so cracked up. Because what happened was the weight from the edges actually sunk down, and it actually exploded the concrete in the middle. Now this is a similar design to a house foundation doing this system. The only difference is, and the main difference, is that there's rebar going across from one side to the other, and that helps support the middle. Now this didn't have any steel in it, so it actually was a weakening design in essence. And this air conditioner is going to be getting moved. We're going to move that out, put a new one in. You can see this is about 40 years old, so it's due for a new, more efficient model. And we're going to go over here. This is coming out, like I said before. And this is day one. This is what we've got done, accomplished today. Took us a little extra trying to get that, thickened concrete out all the way around the edge. We were just fortunate there was no steel in it. All right, we're back in the front yard, and we removed some of these bushes so far. Pretty simple. This is where it came out of right here. A simple sawzall cut this down pretty short order. Only went through 2 blades. One snapped, probably got binded and broke. There's a couple palm trees here we took out. So this is the easy part. But the hard part is going to be actually getting the root ball out of these palms, and also the roots from this tree. That's where it gets a little more challenging, and that's going to be tomorrow. Today is a wrap. This is our second day at the job site, and this is what we've got accomplished so far through manual labor. And what we have here, we have the new front porch going this wide here. It's about, I think it's 10 feet. We have to rework the sprinkler systems, possibly abandon the valve. Here's your side yard. You can see we have a drain here. This was an existing drain, and it goes through the curb. So what we'll do is we'll dig down here and tie in and bring another drain on this side of the house in the backyard. This was the brick that we removed. It was set in sand. It lasted quite a while. I mean, it didn't look real good, but it definitely served its purpose for about 30 or 40 years. So we're going to remove a lot of this sand. It's only about 2.5 inches deep from here to here, so a lot of this is coming out. We need to get 4 inches of concrete depth through here. It looks like there was some kind of a issue here with probably water getting into the stucco, probably bad drainage. And those bricks retain a lot of water. They weren't grouted, so a lot of moisture here, and it was probably affecting the stucco to some extent. So it looks like they tried to run some caulking along here at one time or another, but it didn't work because the stucco goes down to the dirt. So typically you'd want to see a weep screed right here somewhere that's above the dirt level, and then you could salvage the stucco and you wouldn't get this crack right here. This is the top of the stem wall of the interior of the garage. So this stucco here is attached to the concrete foundation. Here is all wood framing from here up. Our concrete should be down here, but even so, you still get a little damage. And you can see some algae and growth from water, especially this side of the house. It stays moist a long time. Now, over here, take a look right here what we got. Here's the garage door. This is your garage floor elevation. This is typically 3 inches higher than the front of the garage door, so the garage floors are sloping 3 inches and 20 feet. That's your normal setup for garage floor. And then you have about a 2-inch stem wall here that this wall sets on, and then in the front you'll have a 6-inch high stem wall, and that's the batter on that interior stem wall to get slope on your floor. So we got to make sure that the concrete drains around and not into this door. That's a crucial point. Over here, we're going wall-to-wall concrete now. 5 feet wide walkway here. The new patio got about 200 square feet bigger than the original. Here's your side yard. We've taken about 6 inches of dirt out of here. The water wasn't really running out through that hole because it had been filled with dirt. So we had a lot of flooding back here originally. We're going to bring the drain from the front yard. We're going to go underneath that all. We're going to bring it all the way back here. And we're going to put a couple in this patio. As you can see, the top of the old patio was right here, which is within about a 1/2 inch of the interior floor. So it's real crucial that we have good drainage here, because if we don't, the water can go into the house real quick. And especially if you have hardwood floor or anything like that, it's total if you get a lot of water in there. And you're still concerned with the drywall at this point, even if you have tile. We're just going to get it so it doesn't go into the house. That's the main thing. That about wraps it up. Let's go to day 3, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Hi, this is David Odell with OdellCompleteConcrete. This is day 3 on this job site. Today what we're going to do is focus on the underground. Here's what we have so far. We've got a hole going through the curb for our 3-inch pipe that's going to go to the backyard. We have another one on the other side of the property that was existing, but it didn't continue around, so we're adding another one, and we'll loop it in the backyard. So the water can come out both sides of the houses to the front. Here's where the pipe comes out. That 3-inch, 10-foot length pops out right about here. We need to continue digging here, and then we'll tie in more pipe going all the way through this front lawn. Come through here. We won't need any 45s or 90s. We'll just curve the pipe gradually through here. Started digging here. Ran into some sprinkler lines here that will be removed, and I gotta move all the sprinklers out because the new concrete porch is 10 feet out. This was planter before, so we're coming out here with the sprinkler lines. And over here, this whole trench is going down another 12 inches. We have to go underneath this footing of this little wall here. Another option is you just remove this wall and then put a gate, which is what I like to have. Then you have dual access all the way around the house. This is staying here on this one. Let's take a look at the other side and go into the backyard. Here's a nice, I was looking at this morning. I came up with some more ideas on this new sprinkler valve, sprinkler timer. What we have right here. This right here was an old water supply for the old sprinkler system, and it just goes into the garage here and it runs along the wall. So that's abandoned now, and I'm going to use this hole right here to feed my sprinkler cable through, you know, to control my valves. So I'm going to have a timer in the garage. I'm going to put a 90 here, feed my sprinkler wires through, and that'll go to my timer. I'm going to dig a little trench here, bury my sprinkler wire all the way down. Gonna go, that sprinkler wire is gonna go, I'm putting the valves where they're not gonna be real noticeable and you won't see them in the backyard. They're gonna go all the way around here. Oh, by the way, this drain line from that point is gonna end right here in the lawn. It'll end here in the lawn. We're gonna have 2 to 3 area drains in this area right here. I haven't decided on how many, but we'll have 2 to 3 probably in this area here. And then we'll have 1 in the lawn for any water that accumulates here and drop in, rather than running over the concrete and just go into the drain and out. This here, let's see this. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, the sprinkler wire is coming all the way around. It's about an 80-foot run of wire. It's gonna come all the way over here. This is where my valves are gonna go. Right here. I'm gonna put a little box out right here. This side of the house is not gonna be used much, maybe just for some storage or something, and that's about it. So this is a good hiding spot for the valves. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the water to this location from here. I'm gonna pull this nipple off right here, this spigot. I'm gonna put a T in here, galvanized T, and then I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna put a valve right here, down over to where the new stations will be. From these stations, that will be right here. I'm gonna run 2. I'm gonna have 2 stations. So I'm gonna run 2 lines outgoing from those stations. I may utilize this same drain trench for both PVCs into this lawn area over here. That's most likely what I'll do. I'll drop the drain in, drop my sprinkler lines, 3/4 inch PVC on top of that drain line, and I'll continue the trench here, and I'll have both sprinkler lines to this point. One will be for the lawn, one will be for the planter bed. Anyway, let's get back to, we'll show you a little bit more at the close of day 3, what we've accomplished in the next 3 to 4 hours, and then we'll go on from there. Thanks for watching. See ya. We're back in action. This is the 3rd day. We're about 4 hours into it. Here's what we've got so far today. We got about a 22-inch deep trench cut through plenty of roots from these trees and palms, as you can see. So this was a nice little workout, getting this length in. This was a 4-hour ordeal, basically. This goes all the way to the street. Coming through here. We have one area drain that'll be, this will be cut, and then we'll put a grate on it, and that'll be in the lawn area, because this concrete right here, which stops here, will be sloped away from the house, so any water that comes off the concrete can immediately go into a drain, or just shed off naturally. But we come all the way back here with this pipe so far. We're all the way underneath the block wall footing. And we're getting ready to backfill this front portion. So we're going to start backfilling, then we'll show a few more details later when we get some more pipe in the ground. Back again on day 3. This is the end of the day. We're getting ready to wrap it up. We've got all of our drain line in. What we have is a 30-foot patio here, 30-foot wide. And I broke it up into 4 sections. So from this edge of the patio to this drain, which will be adjusted later on the elevation, I have 7 feet 6 inches. There'll be one high point in the middle of these 2 drains. We have 15 feet in the middle. So we have 7.5 feet slope from this high point to that drain, from the edge to the drain, 7.5 feet. We have 7.5 feet from the wall to the drain. This drain here is just an extra for a clean out, possibly. If you wanted to run the water hose, it's a straight shot through this one all the way to the street, or this could be continued into the lawn area or whatever, pick up or just run off in general from the lawn. We've got it all down here. We've got our risers stuck up. We'll cut and adjust for drains. And we have in the center of this little run, we have another one, area drain here. We have one at the end of the wall. So basically this side yard will just flow towards the front, landing some water in each of these drains on the way out. That's basically what we've got here in the backyard today. What else we're gonna do? We've got a lot more to do here in the next few days just to get ready for the concrete pour. But we're getting close. Anyway, stay tuned for tomorrow. So we're gonna install and get these valves ready to go in. So I just hand tighten these, put plenty of pipe compound, pipe thread sealant on the threads. You want to, hand thread these in to make sure you're not cross-threaded. It's real easy to do with plastic, and once you get cross-threaded it will leak no matter how tight you make it. So you always want to hand tighten everything before you put any tools on it. Plenty of thread compound. You really can't put too much on it. No such thing as that. Now on the tightening of these, if you don't get them tight, they're gonna leak, and the only way you're gonna find out if they leak is when you turn the water on. And then in order to fix it, at that point you have to start cutting pipe. It becomes a real problem. So you want to make sure these are real tight the first time. I just use a small pipe wrench. What is this? A little 10-incher here. You can do this by hand because you can just hold it. I just hold it against my body here, twist it. You can put another pipe wrench here if you'd like, but this seems to work fine for me. I just twist it. There, that feels tight. Oh, look at that. This one right here, there's a little seal inside this, so these are just hand tight anyway. There's a little rubber seal in there that seals it up, so these don't have to be real tight, these caps here. This is your solenoid. This goes to your timer. 9-volt battery is enough to even operate these, so it's very low voltage. That engages this to a valve. Oops, that's what happens when you over tighten. You break it. So now I gotta get a new valve. So I'm gonna get a new valve. This one broke on me. So what I'm gonna do, I think I might switch out to a different brand actually. I think I've had problems with this one before. Same scenario. So I'm gonna probably switch it out to like a Rainbird valve or something. See how that one holds up when it tightens. Now I'm gonna head over here, see if I can tap into this water supply for my new sprinkler valve location. So I need, looks like we have a threaded copper here. Here's your ground. I'm gonna leave that clamping ground intact. This hose bib is probably about 40 years old. I'm gonna change it because I don't like it leaking right here, especially when I'm gonna be pouring concrete in this area. It's real bad when you got a drip like that on wet concrete. So I'm gonna change that real quick. I got two different valve setups here. I've got the 3/4 slip both ends, and then I've also got 3/4 inch threaded female valve, and then it has two adapters to convert it to a slip. So I think one side I'll need for my slip. I'm gonna throw this galvanized fitting on here, and then I'm gonna put my new hose bib here. That's gonna go on there. Then this T here will have a valve right here. It's gotta be above the concrete, of course, the valve, so we don't have a lot of space. And let's say the top of concrete is gonna be somewhere in this area. Oh, here's your laser level setup. I'm going to do this because I want to check to make sure my valve for that sprinkler supply, water supply, is going to be above the concrete. So I'm going to check the elevation of my concrete real quick. So I've got that side level. Now let's take a look at this one. Now we got to just raise this up a little bit. And that looks good. Right there, right there. Turn it on. Looks like it's gonna be at 3 feet, 2 3/4 of an inch. That's of my laser to the bottom of this. So now we'll just transfer that elevation over to here. It won't fit under this pop out, so we'll go right here with it. And there's this is the same level as that metal flashing underneath that slider door. We know it's 3 feet 2 3/4 up, so I'm gonna take this off of that pole. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make a mark here. This is, now it should be 2 feet with that 2 3/4 from here to the top of concrete. 3 feet 2 3/4, so I need a measuring tape. 3 feet 2 3/4 is right there. That's the top of concrete. So let's see if our valve is above concrete, and yes it is. That will work. So let's just go ahead and tighten this up, turn the water back on. So what we have here, I don't know if you noticed, we broke this off when we were threading it on, and fortunately it was the wrong model to begin with, and this is the one we wanted. Somehow they were in the wrong location at the hardware store. They were in the same bin, so I grabbed two. One was actually in the wrong location, so I got a different type. So anyway, I went back and got this one. This one apparently is a weaker design, because I had no problem with this other one when I threaded that one on. And so now all I have to do, as you noticed here, I have my water coming through here. We solved the leak problem there. I had to just tighten everything up a little more. So now we're running the water sprinkler lines out this way, and we're going to tie it back into the sprinkler system over here. And we're going to do that pretty soon and test it. Right now we're under pressure to the valve, so I'm going to get these on and we'll pressurize to these and see what happens. So far we're at day 4, end of day. What we got is a new supply line for the water and valve, new location for the valves over here. Here's the new location of the valves, and they go out past the end of concrete over here. We're going to put a little box out right here, which will just be gravel, no concrete in that location. And let's go around the front and see what we got done. So we took a few shots in here with the laser level, and what we have is 3 inches slope from this point to the gate, which is about 22 feet. So we got good slope here. And then from this point on this walkway, it'll slope back to the lawn, and then we have a lawn drain right over here, the end of that drain line, which goes to the street. We want to take a look at the timer. Let's see. Yeah, we can get in for the timer. Sprinkler cable goes right here. We buried it all the way around. It's about a 100-foot run. this hole in the house was already there, so we utilized it to put the sprinkler wire in. Go in here, you can see that I ran the cable up here, up along here. See that insulated stables that I drove in up here? That holds the sprinkler wire all the way along that 2x4 rafter there. Roll down here. Then I had a 100-foot roll of wire, and I was about 3 feet, 4 feet short, so you could see my splice up there for the sprinkler cable. Then it comes down here. This is the new valve right here. These are for me, I mean, pretty much for everyone, these are the easiest to use and set. They're real simple. Like when you first get them, you get a set clock. You set the clock, set your date. Then you can go to zone 1, which is your valve, and you can decide what days you want to water. The ones that are green are the days that it'll water. Right now I've got it set for Saturday, Tuesday, Sunday. It's really easy to change them. Now Saturday's off, now it's on. I've got it set for 2 times, but I think I'm going to go with 1 time instead a day. This is 1 time a day, 2 days. If you go 2 times a day, it'll start at 8 a.m. and then in 6 hours it'll go again. But we'll just go at one time. It starts at 8 a.m. I'm going to change that 8 a.m. to 6 a.m. Now it's changed, see? Okay, so go to zone 2, it's set at 8 a.m. We'll change that to 6 a.m. Since they're both set at the same time, zone 1 will go off first for the duration, which is 5 minutes, and then zone 2 will follow. And there is no 3 or 4 at this time, unless I abandon this one, which is also for the front yard. There's 2 zones in the front. I could take these 2, plug it in here, eliminate this timer totally. And then we'd have all the zones taken up in this timer, because it's a 4-zone timer, and so is this one. So basically this one's a newer model, much easier to use. So I would prefer to keep this one rather than this one if I were to eliminate one of the other. And is that about, let's take a look at the front yard, see how much dirt we dug out of there today. Okay, so coming out the gate into the front yard, what we got is, I don't know if you remember, but there was a little piece of concrete along this edge. We saw cut that off so that the new concrete just joined real cleanly against the neighbor's brick there. So we used a diamond blade cut-off saw, cut it real clean. All the water from this side yard will end up right here. We've got a lot of slope. I think in the back of the house, the front of the house here, approximately 42 feet, and we have 6 inches of slope, so we got good slope here. It'll all the water end up here. Whatever doesn't go here, just continue to the street. Right, so there's the front where all those bushes were, and we removed them all. These trees right here, those have a lot of roots, and they were everywhere in here. They really traveled, so we had a bed of roots, probably 4 inches deep throughout that whole area. So we removed all that. Elms are probably the worst tree to be near drain pipes, because they're the ones they'll go into a drain because they have the smallest roots. They'll go into a drain if they can find a hole, and they'll blow up inside that drain and it'll totally shut it down. There's no way to get them out. You have to dig it out, change the drain pipe. That'll take, 10 years before this is completely filled up. This drain line here is about 18 inches deep through here going into the backyard. These palm trees are like 10-15 years before it really gets into it. Anyway, you can see that this lawn's gotten built up over the years. You can see the concrete level there, how much higher this is compared to that. So our new concrete will probably be a couple inches below the top of this grass in order to keep everything flat and level. Then the lawn will have to be reshaped at a later date to make everything work right. Anyway, that wraps up day 4. Day 5 will be setting some forms, getting our area drain elevations, and possibly compaction and rebar. See how far we get tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode, and don't forget to subscribe. Hi, I'm David Odell with OdellCompleteConcrete. Quick overview of the day before the pour. Everything is ready for concrete. We have all the rebar in, 3/8 rebar at 2-foot centers. We've got, you can see our chalk line there. The concrete is a little deeper than your average. It's about running about 5 inches deep out here. We're gonna use a 3,000 PSI on this with fiber mesh. Here's the drain here. As you can see, the lawn is much higher than the concrete, because over the years of buildup, it just, and with the roots from the palm, raises everything up. So what we had to do is we had to put a drain right here just to pick up the water runoff. We can go into here rather than heading for the house and down the main walkway. And let's take a look at the back here. So this is what you want it to look like before you pour concrete. If it doesn't look like this, then you're probably not ready to pour. We've got foam against the house here. We brought the foam all the way around here because we're kind of wedged in here, so we got to put foam on one side or the other, just give it a little space for movement. In the event of earthquake or something like that, this will save it from doing any kind of damage. Over here, we've got foam just on that one side. As you can take a look, all the way from both property line walls is solid concrete, which creates another wedge. So we had to put some foam on that one side. We ran into a 2-inch diameter clean out here. It's all cast iron under there. So what we did was we put a 3-inch clean out, and the actual cap is beneath that removable clean out there. We've got an 1.5-inch slope to these drains. That stake in the middle is your high point, and then everything else around it, the perimeter, is all level. The only thing that's low is the drains. 1.5 inches from every point. Over here, we have a lawn drain here, and this drain line goes straight to the street, so you could clean this out very easily by putting a water hose right here, and it'll run straight to the street real easy. Also, I have another, because we have a T right here. We have another, see where the water hose is sticking in the pipe right there? That's another clean out area. Also the lawn drains. So it's like dual purpose, easy access. You push the water through here, then you take the hose, push it through here. If you ever get anything in there, it's easy to get it out. We've got 2 drains down the side yard here. We put foam on the side of the house. We wrapped the gas line with some foam, which is nice to have in the event of any movement. It won't shear the gas line pipe off. Also, we wrapped the water supply line over here with foam, and that also allows for movement without the pipe getting sheared off. And that's the idea of putting that around there. Anyway, tomorrow is going to be, what is it, day 7 tomorrow on this site? Yeah, tomorrow will be day 7, and we're ready to pour. So we're going to pour this all out tomorrow. We got 19 yards coming, 19 yards of concrete. I believe it really calculates out at 17. I got a couple yards extra. We're running a little bit deep here and there, so I'd rather be over than under in a situation like this, so we can get it all down and then come right back and start working on the finished product. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Have a good one.